on Night Talk. How do we get into this property tax mess where they're suddenly going to have to take a huge jump for some people? Let's remind ourselves of this calamity and what will result from it as we talk with George Donatello of Sabre Systems, a private contractor hired by the county to try to straighten out the mess and reassess everybody's property taxes and get them where I guess they should be. George, welcome back to Night Talk.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Always good to see you.
Thanks.
By the way, I heard that you're going to be holding little town meetings in the area as well?
We've done a whole lot of
I thought so. Are you doing any more?
We're going to do a few more. But
somebody called me today and said you want police protection out there, which
absolutely.
I don't blame you.
They get dangerous.
No, but I mean seriously, right?
Once the notices go out.
You're going to need police protections if you do town meeting. No, I thought that was true. Somebody called up as if it was true, George. And if I were you, I would think that would be great.
Well, you know, you were talking about Survivor,
yeah.
And I was at a meeting yesterday where somebody asked me how we'll know if this is successful. And I said, the next time I come to a meeting, if I don't have any holes in me, it's successful.
All right, what happened, if you don't remind, because people are fuzzy on the details, you know, history blurs
yes.
Facts or whatever the hell the expression is, if it is one. What happened? How do we get where we are? Why do we need the giant reassessment?
Well, we got where we are because property values weren't kept up to date. There were a lot of reasons for that. I mean, we can sit here and point fingers for the rest of the evening.
Yeah, the previous county commissioners froze taxes.
That is correct.
And arguably they shouldn't have been frozen because many of them were due to go up.
And many of them should have come down. And freezing taxes just freezes the inequities in place. And that's the wrong way to handle property taxes.
So it was all Larry Dunn's fault?
I wouldn't say that at all.
No?
It's many years caused the problems that Dunn and Cramner tried to take care of.
Yeah.
So it wasn't their fault.
And then what did a judge do? After they froze property taxes and a judge ruled more or less they shouldn't have done that?
The judge took a look. There was a lawsuit filed because people said, I'm paying way too much. The judge looked at lots and lots of evidence and found some horrendous discrepancies. Major properties that were assessed for a few thousands of dollars and they were worth hundreds and hundreds of thousands. And he said, we can't go on like this. And I want to have a revow. And that was Judge Weddick.
But didn't he actually raise them by a certain percentage?
He said that because it's going to take several years, we asked for 4, he gave us 3, to do this revow. He said it's only fair that the taxes go up 2%, which was about the cost of living, because governments deserved to have a little bit of additional income every year. And that's what he did. Now,
what is the worst case scenario for some of these folks, those who will be suffering large increases?
Well, I can tell you that in a few cases there are going to be some 7,000 and 8,000% increases.
7,000 and 8,000%.
That is correct, sir. Those are properties that are on the tax roll for $100, $200 that have $500,000 and $600,000 homes on them this minute.
Wait a minute. You mean they're only paying $200 in taxes?
That's correct, sir.
For a $500,000 or $600,000 home?
That is correct.
All right, so that's just an out-and-out scam. I mean, come on.
For
that to happen ever in modern times, even in the last few decades.
It's an error. Somebody made a mistake.
Man, somebody is a slimy crook. You know it, and I know it. The American people know it. But I know you're not going to point any fingers.
No way.
You're not saying that. I'm not going to put words in your. That's not your job anyway.
Correct.
You're just supposed to fix it. Man, I didn't realize that. All right, so those people deserve an 8,000%, or some of them.
Yes, they do.
Might, yeah.
Yes, they do. And you have to remember that when those things happen, you and I are paying their taxes.
Yes.
So that's not fair, and that's what Judge Weddick found when he looked at the records and what was happening in the county.
Other people might have a few 100%?
Some will have a few hundred. Some will have a few hundred the other way.
No
They've
kidding.
been paying way too much tax.
Well, how'd that happen?
It's called spot assessing. It's called welcome stranger. It's called when I moved to Allegheny County and bought a house for $250,000, they put me right on the tax roll for the $250,000 while my neighbors were all out there at $100,000 or $150,000. And now that everybody's going to move up, they're going to move down because they've been paying way too much.
All right, Bob is on the line with a question for George Donatello. Bob?
Yes. Just a couple of quick questions for Mr. Donatello. Could you explain to me and the other viewers the difference in appraisal techniques between a mass appraisal like Sabre is doing and an individual appraisal on one single piece of property?